Everybody, welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be talking about a teacher that's been found guilty of smoking 2 kids in their sleep. And apparently, this teacher was a rolling 20s crib. Now, you don't have to crash to get cash. There's an app called Free Cash in which all you have to do is play video games on your phone and they will pay you. The app is fully transparent. You're gonna
year-old brother killed inside their Clayton County home, and now a teacher is charged in this case. Police say the deaths of Davion and Tatiana Coates were gang-related, but the brother and sister were not the intended targets. Another 15-year-old staying in their home was who the gunman was after when Davion and Tatiana were murdered. This was back in October 2016.
Pay attention to what they just said. An 11 and 15-year-old were killed, but they weren't the intended targets. It was another 15-year-old.
And that's just an example of another fucking Thomas MF that's going around shooting people.
That the gunmen were looking for.
We've learned last week police have made several arrests in this case. Fox 5's Portia Bruna joining us now. Portia, one of these suspects, a DeKalb County teacher.
Yes, indeed. And you know, Caitlin, this was one of those stories, one of those crimes that really bothered investigators here in Clayton County, as well as the community that was left shocked when those 2 children, just 11 and 15 years old, were killed. Now, take a look at this mugshot. We just got it from the Clayton County Jail. This person is identified as Michael Deshaun White. He is charged with...
As Mac Muller would say, just looking at his picture, he already looks low.
Malice murder, and Clayton County Police made that charge on Friday after Clayton's fugitive squad members escorted him out of his 5th grade classroom at Tony Elementary School, which is in DeKalb County.
A 5th grade teacher charged with killing 2 kids. What do y'all think he even taught? Like gym? Math? He's teaching kids how to be rolling 20s? Like, what the fuck is he even teaching?
School officials in DeKalb tell me that he was arrested without incident, did not have cuffs, and was quietly taken from the building. Back here in Clayton County, I can tell you this happened in October.
And let's make it clear, they most likely didn't cuff him for the sake of the kids. This was an elementary school teacher. He taught 5th grade. They most likely didn't cuff him for the sake of the kids. Because I know people are going to be like, oh, why didn't he get handcuffed? Most likely not to traumatize the kids.
October 2016. And Caitlin, as you mentioned, some folks unknown at the time stormed into a home here in Clayton County aiming for a 15-year-old, but ended up shooting a 15-year-old Davion Coates and his 11-year-old sister Tatiana. This case has gone on for obviously more than a year now. We've learned last week there were several arrests, including this DeKalb County school teacher. We're working to put together more information about who else is under arrest and what charges they're facing, and trying to get more information.
No, this is apparently the student's grandmother says teacher accused in gang killing was a good educator.
This afternoon, we have the mugshots of 9 people now arrested in connection to the murders of 2 local teens, including an elementary school teacher among them here. Channel 2's Matt Johnson live in DeKalb County, where a student's grandmother is coming to the teacher's defense accused of murder.
This was Michael White's first year as a teacher here at Tony Elementary School, and when parents found out that he was linked to not only 2 murders, but also a gang, they couldn't believe it.
He was an awesome teacher.
Karan Clements is stunned that the same man who taught her 11-year-old grandson is now charged with murdering 2 children.
Taught
I
him
was in
what?
the class numerous times, and just see how he act with the students. He was just perfect with those.
If the decision was upon me, upon appointing this individual, that man, just looking at his face, you can tell. He's not the type of individual that can become a teacher, especially in a primary school or what they call it in elementary school. People need to think, man, look below the surface, read between the lines.
Children. I mean, I just don't understand it.
Authorities arrested 26-year-old Michael.
Even that female, that lady now that spoke, probably most likely it's someone who is close to one of his friends or even maybe dated, and that's why she's speaking positively upon him.
White at Tony Elementary School Friday. White is one of 11 suspected gang members named in a more than 50-count indictment announced Thursday.
I'm still shocked about it, but I just don't see his character being part of that situation.
9 people have been charged.
She sounds like she would still let her kids get taught by that man. Like, she's just like, nah, ain't no way. Ain't no way he went in there and did that. Ain't no way. Like, just automatically defending this dude.
Charged with the murders of 11-year-old Tatiana and 15-year-old Davion Coates in 2016. Police say the group aimed to retaliate against a 15-year-old named DeAndre Mitchell who stole guns from their gang.
We believe it might have been a case that they were there searching for DeAndre and thought that he was in one of the beds.
Police insist the Coates children were innocently killed while they slept at this house on Libby Lane in Jonesboro.
Being that they were visiting with another family, there's no way they could know the harm that was coming their way.
For Karan Clemens, she hopes the truth will eventually come out in court and that the victim's family can get justice.
I hope that the mother of those children gets some comfort and some closure. That is my most overall prayer.
So you're telling me a 15-year-old stole some guns from a gang? They break into the crib looking for him. There's a different 15-year-old and an 11-year-old girl sleeping. They break into the crib and just fire into the beds, hoping that they're gonna hit the 15-year-old that stole their guns. That right there, that's vicious. 15 and you're breaking in the crib, firing in the beds, and you kill 2 innocent kids in their sleep. Now, yesterday, February 9th, 2026, a former DeKalb County elementary school teacher has been convicted of the 2016 murders of an 11-year-old girl and her 15-year-old brother. So he's been fighting this case for 10 years. He's been locked up for this for 10 years. And I mean, bro, look at the details. Clayton County District Attorney Tasha Mosley confirmed to Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Wine that Michael White was convicted of all 44 counts against him. Police say Tatiana Coates, 11, and Davion Coates, 15, lost their lives on Libby Lane in gang-related gunfire nearly 10 years ago. Mosley says that neither child had any affiliation with a gang and were innocent victims of a gang retaliation incident. White, the teacher, a member of the Rolling 20s Crips gang, was teaching 5th grade at Tony Elementary School at the time of the murders. He was arrested at the school. Deputy Chief Assistant District Attorney something says the gang members were looking for a teen who stole guns from their stronghold, but wasn't at home when White kicked in the door. Blunt says White carried a shotgun into the home, but others fired the fatal shots. Several gang members have been convicted or pleaded guilty in this case. White was the final defendant to stand trial. A sentencing date has not yet been set. So the teacher kicked in the door with a shotgun, but the other ones are the ones who fired the fatal shots. I mean, I don't know why it would take 10 years to convict somebody on all counts. You know, like you would think 10 years would be a struggle to convict. They convicted him on 44 fucking counts. What is he getting? Fucking 8 life sentences? I mean, I would assume he would get a life sentence for each kid. That would make sense, right? And then like some additional years for whatever other bullshit this was, but yeah, fuck him. Like, ain't no sympathy for anybody that does anything like this, bro. I wouldn't even care if they hit the 15-year-old that stole the guns.
Yeah, if I agree with that. Even that thing I was just thinking about now. Them coming in and killing 2 innocent children, that was not a mistake. That was not mistaken identity. That was not unintentional. Sometimes these stupid MFs, they'll shoot anyone that they can just to make a statement as to say, well, they are dangerous, etc., etc. So, in my opinion, them shooting the wrong people, that was no mistake. They most likely couldn't get the person they came for, whoever was there. They just decided to shoot.
Like, y'all are some old-ass, grown-ass men hunting down a 15-year-old. How was he even able to take y'all's shit in the first place? But I wanna look into the 15-year-old as well, because some responsibility does lie on him. Now, this would say Georgia murder suspect arrested in Brownwood to appear before judge Tuesday. This is DeAndre Mitchell, who was the 15-year-old who stole the guns, and he was arrested in Texas. A suspected gang member wanted for a 2016 murder in Georgia will appear Tuesday before a state district court judge in Brownwood for an extradition hearing. DeAndre Mitchell, 18 now, was arrested Thursday in Brownwood on a murder warrant from Clayton County, Georgia, which is near Atlanta. A press release issued by the Clayton County Police Department states Mitchell is one of 10 DeKalb County gang members indicted last month on multiple felonies for a 2016 murder that killed a pair of siblings. Police say Tatiana Coates and Davion Coates were gunned down by the gang members as they slept during a home invasion. Investigators determined Mitchell, who was 15 at the time, was the intended target of the murder, according to the press release. He reportedly stole firearms from a fellow gang member and then fled to Chattanooga, Tennessee. Now, this is the kid that caused it all. And I'm surprised this case didn't turn federal, because the reason they were able to piece it together, this kid stole guns from the Rolling 20s, right, in Georgia, and then fled to Chattanooga, Tennessee. They went after him in fucking Tennessee, and a drive-by was committed over there in which one of the guns was left. And that gun traced back to the murder of the two kids. And that's how they were able to piece this together and learn, okay, there was a murder in Georgia, but that same weapon was used to commit an attempted murder in Tennessee. So who were they trying to kill in two different locations? And that's how they figured out it was him. The fact that he faces charges in this case is crazy. Now, these two are apparently the ones that pulled the trigger, at least from my understanding. Two gang members accused of breaking into a Clayton County home, murdering the children, and they're done. They are done. They were charged with 2 counts of malice murder, 8 counts of felony murder, 5 counts of aggravated assault, 5 counts of cruelty to children in the first degree, 1 count of home invasion, 1 count of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and 16 counts of gang activity. They were both sentenced on July 29th to serve 2 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole, plus 20 years. And they must also pay a fine of $200,000 and 20 cents for rolling 20s, right? That's what that's for. But you can tell by looking at them, they've never had $20,000 or $200,000 in their fucking life. Never mind 20,000. Yeah, they got smoked, as they should. You know, there was a post on Facebook that somebody made, and it shows the 2 kids as well as the teacher's picture. And what it reads is, "Dear humans in Jonesboro, Georgia, I am 26-year-old Michael Deshaun White. I am a 5th grade teacher at Tony Elementary School in South DeKalb. On Friday, March 23rd, 2018, the police came to the school and arrested me for the murder of sister and brother, 11-year-old Tatiana and 15-year-old Davion, who both were killed in their sleep Saturday, October 22nd, 2016, around 5 a.m. during a home invasion. Myself and some more of my hitters were looking for a different 15-year-old boy who stole some guns from us. We let the young cat know that if he didn't bring back our guns and we can't find him, we was going to kill a female member of his family. The dude didn't bring us our guns back and he fled to Chattanooga. Once we heard he fled a couple of days later, we broke into the house with 6 kids, ages 6 to 15, and started shooting. Davion was shot 3 times and Tatiana was shot twice. There was no adults there during the time of the shootings. For a whole year and a half, we thought we got away with this shit, not knowing they were secretly watching us and building a case against us. Plus, the 15-year-old told everything. Myself and 11 others was arrested for the murder of these kids. A photo of some of my other gang members is listed below in the comments section. My question is, because I am a certified school teacher who taught many of the community kids, should the jury take that into consideration? Fuck no. Nah, whoever hired you should be fucking fired and beaten behind us. No, I'm just playing. But, yeah, no, that shouldn't be taken into any consideration, bro. At all. You should never be allowed around kids again. And it sounds like, you know, with your homeboys already getting 2 life sentences plus 20, you're gonna get the same shit, which you should. In all honesty, they're saying that the 15-year-old told everything. Bro, that's the least of your worries. Like, what are you gonna try to blame him? Oh, you snitched on us. You da-da-da-da. Y'all went in a crib and killed kids. Like, you don't think people are gonna tell over something like that? Y'all didn't do no... I mean, yeah, you were hunting him down, but he himself is 15. You were hunting down a child and killed 2 other children. It's just like, for you, you know, I never want to wish the worst on people, but if the worst happens to you, I promise my fans I'll be one of the first to report on it. You know, we're not going to celebrate, but we're damn sure going to cover it. Rest in peace to those 2 kids. Let me know y'all's thoughts and comments in the comment section.
Yeah, his plan was preempted and planned. He did say that he'll kill a female if the guns were not recovered, so no leniency for him, whatever his consequences, that's what he must face.
I mean, I try to always add some form of advice or leadership at the end of these videos. And sadly to say, everything that took place was a repercussion of that 15-year-old wanting to hang around a gang and then stealing from that gang, thinking that there would not be consequence. And in this situation, there was deadly consequence. And he's lucky that he's still breathing, but he has to live knowing that he caused those 2 deaths. And hopefully he forms a relationship with a higher power and he doesn't use this situation to just further dwell and dive deeper into the gang life. Because there's only 2 ways it's gonna end. But hey, it's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. Till next time.